It was one of those crisp autumn mornings in Chicago, the kind where the wind off Lake Michigan whips through the skyscrapers like a warning from the universe. I stepped off the L train at the Loop station, clutching my Starbucks ready to conquer another day at Apex Dynamics, the hottest tech firm in the Windy City. At 25, I was Mia Thompson, the ambitious junior analyst from a blue-collar family in suburban Illinois, the girl who'd bootstrapped her way through community college and into this cutthroat corporate world. My desk overlooked the bustling Michigan Avenue, a symbol of how far I'd come. But that morning, as I logged into my computer, everything shattered. An email from HR popped up, performance review alert, concerns raised. My heart plummeted. Attached was a dossier of evidence, manipulated reports, falsified emails, even a doctored spreadsheet pinning a major client loss on me. I knew instantly who was behind it. Derek Harlan, my scheming colleague, the golden boy gunning for the senior position we both wanted. He'd been undermining me for months, but this was war. What followed wasn't impulsive rage, it was a meticulously orchestrated symphony of revenge, one that didn't just expose him, it demolished his career forever, leaving him a cautionary tale in every boardroom from here to Silicon Valley. To understand the depths of my fury, you have to go back to the beginning, because every corporate betrayal has its origin story, like a villain's arc in a blockbuster thriller. I grew up in Joliet, Illinois, where my dad worked the assembly line at a Caterpillar plant, teaching me that hard work was the only ladder out. Mom was a nurse, juggling shifts to pay for my coding classes at the local library. I dreamed of the big leagues, interning at startups during college, honing my skills in data analytics. Landing the job at Apex Dynamics fresh out of undergrad felt like hitting the jackpot. The company was a powerhouse, specializing in AI-driven marketing solutions for Fortune 500 clients like Coca-Cola and Nike. My team handled high-stakes projects, and I thrived, pulling all-nighters to deliver flawless presentations that won us deals worth millions. That's where Derek entered the picture. He was 28, Ivy League polished from Harvard, with that smug East Coast vibe, think tailored suits from Brooks Brothers and a Rolex that screamed, "Daddy's money." He joined 6 months after me, but his connections fast-tracked him. At first, we were allies. He'd grab lunch with me at Giordano's, sharing deep-dish pizza and office gossip. "Mia, you're the real talent here," he'd say, flashing that charming smile. But as promotions loomed, the mask slipped. Subtle at first, he'd forget to CC me on key emails, then swoop in during meetings to claim my ideas. Great point on the algorithm tweak, I was thinking the same. He'd interject, while I seethed silently. Colleagues whispered he was the boss's favorite, golfing with the CEO on weekends at Medina Country Club. The sabotage escalated in subtle waves, building suspense like a Hitchcock film. In March 2025, during our quarterly review cycle, I noticed discrepancies in our shared drive. My meticulously crafted reports on client retention rates were altered overnight, numbers fudged to show declines where I'd projected growth. I confronted Derek privately in the break room, the hum of the Keurig masking our tension. "Did you touch my files?" I asked, voice steady. He laughed it off. "Mia, paranoid much? Must be a glitch." But I knew better. I started documenting everything, timestamps, IP logs from the company's VPN. Then came the whispers, anonymous tips to our manager, Lisa, about my unprofessionalism, complete with fabricated Slack messages where I supposedly badmouthed clients. Lisa pulled me aside one rainy afternoon, her office overlooking the Chicago River. "Mia, these allegations, they're serious. We value integrity here." My stomach twisted. My promotion, the one that came with a 30% raise and stock options, was slipping away. By summer, the pressure cooker was about to explode. Apex was pitching a massive contract to Amazon, and I was lead on the analytics. Derek volunteered as my backup, but I caught him emailing my drafts to himself, then presenting a revised version in rehearsals. The final straw? A team happy hour at the signature room atop the Hancock Tower. Amid clinking glasses and skyline views, I overheard Derek boasting to a VP, "Mia's smart, but she's in over her head. I've been cleaning up her messes." That night, staring at the city lights from my tiny Wrigleyville apartment, I made a vow. No more playing nice. Revenge would be my promotion. Phase 1. Intelligence gathering. I wasn't some hot-headed intern. I was strategic, like a chess grandmaster plotting checkmate. I used my personal laptop to create a shadow profile on LinkedIn, connecting with Derek's old classmates under a fake name. What I uncovered was gold. Back at Harvard, he'd been accused of cheating on group projects, but his family's donations swept it under the rug. Public records showed a sealed lawsuit from a previous internship at Google, something about intellectual property theft. Closer to home, I hacked into our office's security cams. Okay, not hacked. I sweet-talked the IT guy over coffee, learning the admin password was laughably simple, Apex 2024. Footage revealed Derek logging into my workstation after hours, altering files. I saved clips, time-stamped and backed up on encrypted drives. While building my dossier, I kept up appearances, smiling through gritted teeth in meetings. Suspense mounted as the promotion announcement neared October 2025, right before the holidays. Derek was cocky, strutting around like he'd already won, booking a celebratory trip to Aspen. I confided in no one, isolating myself to avoid leaks. Nights blurred into research marathons, poring over company policies on ethics violations, consulting free legal advice forums on whistleblower protections. I even attended a women's networking event at the Art Institute, where a mentor from McKinsey whispered tips on corporate takedowns. Document everything, Mia. Make it airtight. The turning point came during a high-stakes client demo in September. We were presenting to Amazon execs via Zoom from our boardroom, the Chicago skyline as our backdrop. I'd prepped obsessively, but midway through, the slides glitched, my data overwritten with errors. Derek jumped in, fixing it with his version, stealing the spotlight. The client praised him. Lisa nodded approvingly. Humiliated, I excused myself to the restroom, splashing water on my face, plotting. That night, I refined my plan over deep dish from Lou Malnati's, alone in my apartment with only my cat, Whiskers, for company. Phase 2, the setup. I anonymously tipped off the company's ethics hotline, attaching snippets of evidence without revealing my identity. But that was bait. The real hook was deeper. Using a burner email, I posed as a headhunter from a rival firm, dangling a dream job at Meta. Derek bit, sending his resume, which included inflated claims about projects I'd led. I cross-referenced it with our internal records, exposing lies. Then, the masterstroke. I accidentally left a USB drive in the break room, labeled Confidential Amazon Pitch Backups. Derek, ever the opportunist, swiped it, caught on my planted minicam from Amazon. The drive contained Trojan files, not malware, but doctored documents that, when opened, logged his access and auto-sent proof to HR. As October dawned, leaves turning gold along the lakefront trail where I jogged to clear my head, the noose tightened. Derek's promotion interview was scheduled for the 15th. I timed my reveal perfectly. On the 14th, during a team all-hands at our Sleek River North office, I stood up, voice steady. Before we proceed, I have evidence of sabotage. The room fell silent. I projected my dossier onto the screen, videos, emails, the works. Gasps echoed as Derek's face paled. This is fabricated, he blustered, but the timestamps didn't lie. Lisa called security. The CO dialed in from his yacht. The fallout was swift and spectacular, like a corporate scandal straight out of Succession. An internal investigation confirmed everything. Derek was fired on the spot, blacklisted in the industry, whispers spread via Glassdoor and LinkedIn, labeling him toxic. His Aspen trip? Cancelled. The lawsuit from his past resurfaced, thanks to an anonymous tip to journalists at the Chicago Tribune. They ran a story. Tech was exposed as serial saboteur, complete with quotes from ex-colleagues. Derek fled to his parents in Connecticut, but even there, job offers dried up. Last I heard, he was slinging lattes at a Starbucks in Hartford, a far cry from boardrooms. But here's the mind-blowing twist that elevated my revenge from clever to legendary. During my digging, I discovered Derek wasn't just a rival, he was my half-brother. A 23andMe test, spurred by a family resemblance in old photos, revealed our shared father, a traveling salesman who'd abandoned multiple families. Derek knew, using it to fuel his sabotage, seeing me as a threat to his legitimate inheritance. Exposing that in a follow-up HR meeting sealed his fate. It wasn't just professional, it was personal betrayal. In the aftermath, I got the promotion, plus a bonus for integrity. Now, at 26, I'm leading teams, speaking at TEDx events on workplace ethics, my story inspiring young women across America. From my corner office, watching snowflakes dance over the city on this Christmas Eve 2025, I reflect, sabotage might clip your wings, but calculated revenge? It teaches you to soar. Derek's ruin wasn't about destruction, it was about justice, a reminder that in the land of opportunity, karma wears a power suit. And if you're facing your own office villain, remember my tale: plot smart, strike hard, and watch them fall. The end of his era was the dawn of mine.